back there.
Yes, the Canadian government is considering changes to the copyright laws in Canada. I was wondering if Rogers or Dave, you personally had a position on the proposal or the proposed changes.
I don't really. I know our regulatory guys have been actively involved or heavily involved. I know that Michael Geist is usually on one page and we're usually on another. But I don't really have much to comment on that.
Let's move. Any other questions?
I tell you the one interesting thing though. So Cablevision moved this much closer to having their network PVR concept approved by the FCC and by
winning an appeals case, right?
In an appeals case with the Supreme Court.
Sorry, what was that? Can you give a little context?
Sorry, the network PVR is the notion that a cable company, on behalf of their customers, could have a centralized PVR. And so rather than you having a hard drive on your set-top box that sits on top of your TV, you would have basically a virtual PVR located in the hub of the cable company. And so you would click on a remote and it would record Desperate Housewives or Lost or So You Think You Can Dance for you on this central drive, which is way more efficient than putting a hard drive in everybody's home. Studios sort of railed against it.
Why did they rail against it?
Well, the premise, so this is the interesting thing, right? If I'm I'm probably not smart to sort of keep pushing the studios, but there's wolves at the door in terms of the existing broadcasting model. And the wolves come in the form of, PVRs, peer-to-peer file sharing, illegal downloads, just a myriad of ways that you can get content now without paying the original rights holder for it. And then there's this golden retriever at your feet, which is the cable company. And
this is just incredible. How did you go from devil to golden retriever? Devil, golden retriever, okay.
And yet, when you talk to the studios and the networks and the broadcasters, they continually beat on the golden retriever. Well, they do nothing about the wolves at the door. So what Cablevision is proposing, I think, is a smart solution with this centralized PVR. And I think it was one that would ultimately be far better than everybody going to TiVo and that advertising impression and that traffic sort of being lost.
They don't want the centralized PVR because they lose control?
Yeah, well, I think the premise is, I think I think they're sort of trying to hold back technology. I wouldn't go as far to say that they're Luddites because I think they recognize that these are trends that are inevitable and are coming, but I think they try and slow down the trends. And I think we as an industry have to recognize that cannibalization and commoditization is going to occur, and we have to if we have to cannibalize ourselves faster. So we owned a video store chain, and when I first got to Rogers, we had a great battle over whether the video store business was going to be run by me and the TV group, or there was going to be run the video on demand business was going to be run by me in the TV group, or the video store chain. And we ended up putting it in the TV group because we felt that if we gave it to the video store chain, they would spend the better part of the next 5 years slowing down the deployment of VOD because it affected their revenue streams. I think companies, and Gary said this very well yesterday, I think companies that don't embrace the change and don't recognize that there's going to be cannibalization and commoditization, you're going to have to change your cost structure to reflect the new margins, are in real trouble because the technology is moving so fast. So what Eric does do, which is a tremendous service, is he shows that customers are going to get what they want when they want, whether it's with your participation or without your participation.